All right, I'm gonna call the Board of Finance special meeting together. To order for February 17th. And at this point, we are 5 members, so I will entertain a motion to seat Hazel, right? Because who am I missing? I'm not.
Tom.
I'll so moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Hazel.
Yeah, oh, anytime.
Public comment?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Two actually. I got stuck on things. On the balance sheets. Here's part of my thoughts, Denise County. I can tell that they made some adjustments on the payables for the current liabilities for June 30th. And usually they'll represent costs that were incurred in the fiscal year June 30th, 2025, but paid in for year 2026. But they haven't changed at all since June 30th, 2025. Did we not pay those bills?
They are paid, it's just where they fall in the date that they're, so like.
But they're still outstanding as of, what was this, December 2025?
From June, wait, from June?
Like the Board of Ed payable for June 30th, 2025 is exactly the same as December 31, 2025.
That's Board of Ed.
Yeah, that's Board of Ed. I'm not sure we can answer that question.
31,000. Yeah, it's on our balance sheet, so
Yeah.
we have to. address it.
The difference with the Board of Ed, I have to wait for the audit to come through, because where I was told to put the check for last year, which year, I put it in one year and Cindy put it in the other, hasn't been adjusted yet.
So you're anticipating an audit adjustment?
I am.
Because there's 110,000 in adjustments to June 30th, 2025. Under current liabilities, that's a lot.
I would
I'm guessing-
have to look at,
I'm guessing they're still outstanding and.
On the balance sheet.
that comes from the. So we adjust, right, until we get it.
Well, the only other question I think we seem kind of weird is. There's a check still outstanding for $29,999 and 36 cents from fiscal year 23-24. That's what check is.
So I wrote that out of the check. I wrote it out of last fiscal year, 24-25. The Board of Ed wrote it out of 23-24. So, the
But
audit,
that's in the Board of Ed account already.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So it was definitely written. The check was written. I was told by the auditors to put it in 24-25. Board of Ed wrote it out in 23-24. So I did it one way,
But if it's in the balance on the Board of Ed's asset account, then it wouldn't be outstanding.
it's not outstanding. It's just what year put in.
Okay.
So a difference, we would see a difference in a different reconciliation.
Yes, yeah.
The next year
difference
we'll
is-
see a difference, and it should be the same difference, but
Yeah.
going
check-
opposite difference.
Check is in the account. It's
that's it.
just what
So
year.
it's a
I put it in.
crossover. It's also. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Anything else? All right, there'll be no agenda amendments to the special meeting. Communications.
Hopefully you have some RFPs,
We'll
or is that later?
go to that one.
Got it.
We've got the audit extension
Yes, that was put in.
that was put in for January.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our,
Sorry, there's been two.
okay, so that was the.
I'm currently waiting for the pension report to send to them, and the Board of Ed has to get to them. And then hopefully in March, they'll be presenting to you, but
Well, I think we need to say that.
Yeah.
They need presenting to us in March.
yeah.
Okay. All right, Secretary's report for January 12th.
I'll move to approve the Secretary's report from January 12th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Is that in favor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who said aye?
Yeah, it's Carl.
That's Carl.
Carl.
Okay. We have the Board of Finance expenditures to date.
Mhm.
Take a motion to receive those.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And we have the treasurer's report.
Move to accept the treasurer's report,
Yeah.
December 2025.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion to receive. Any questions? I'm gonna say one thing. I have one request.
Sure.
And that is on your general fund projection.
Yep.
Instead of bundling the amount that the Board of Finance is taking out of their 20,000, can you add a separate line for that, please? So I can actually.
Yeah, but
The 219 fine, and then as we do each type of,
Allocation.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's divine, thank you. No, I'll forget.
I'll send you a corrected portion of that for January.
Thank you, thank you.
Just all in favor. You still have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yeah. Any other discussion?
Oh, sorry.
All those in favor of receiving the treasurer's report?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Man, you sent us a whole bunch of reconciliations.
That's it.
Was there anything, I did not see anything that jumped other than what was just discussed and we are acknowledging.
Overline the 30,000.
That's right, and you give a receipt to receive the reconciliation form.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll move to receive the reconciliations between P and L statements compared to tax collector and Board of Education reports as of 1/29/2026, I guess, yeah.
Second.
Discussion, the only thing is we're now acknowledging that the difference that is at the bottom of the Board of Ed. We'll see that difference go the opposite way with the next reconciliation. Because it crossed fiscal years and how it was recorded.
Yes.
And has been asking the treasurer, is there any concerns with the reconciliations?
No, I mean, the difference you can, at the bottom is probably voided checks that just haven't gotten, because she writes them and does her register and that has to tell me when she voids them. And it's always a little bit of a difference going back and forth based on timing, so.
So opportunity for. Opportunity.
Totally.
All those in favor of the receiving of the reconciliations?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Tax collectors.
Motion to accept the tax collector's report dated January 31st, 2026.
Second.
Any questions, discussions?
It looks
Right.
It looks very good.
Yeah,
right on, that's right on track.
It's very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Close. Then the Board of Ed. And I realized I made an error. I guess when I attached.
But we
it.
had received
We
the.
had received it. Somehow it got,
No, it could have been me, you could have been Cindy, I don't know when I ordered what was on there, but you should have the right one now, right?
yeah.
The one dated 25/26, yes. Right, so you need a motion.
Yes.
A motion to receive the Board of Education report dated January 2026.
So.
I do have questions,
Yeah.
but I don't know if anyone can answer them because I don't think anyone from Board of Ed is here. So what, I didn't understand why there were like 0%, and I think I don't have them in front of me,
Yeah.
like pensions, and there were some other
Yeah.
areas, like I don't understand why those. Maybe I
No,
misremembering.
I'm with you.
Yeah, they were-
I have questions as well. Yeah.
Like, there was just some,
Why nothing has been put into the pension yet,
but
being as been is an expense.
yeah, but it's not just pensions, it's,
It's the whole,
the pension and annuities, but there was another one too that had a bunch of zeros. Maybe I'm here.
so,
What are these?
testing,
so
technology
No, I'm
maintenance
not.
for my,
Just maybe
that
it's
I
just
get,
that.
but
I thought there was something else.
I start questioning the
Some type of filter, the filter worksheet didn't filter out old.
No, it was in the budget.
It was.
It was in the budget, so it makes sense. I mean, we understand why things would not be 50% because you have July and August,
the balloon payment.
and then you have a balloon payment.
Correct.
So you put all that things together, you're not gonna run at a percent like a 12-month.
No, there
was- And then I don't know how they're having
Never mind, don't worry
a
about
staff change with principal. I don't know what that's going to affect, if anything. I haven't paid attention.
Well, I was wondering that, like, what rate did we bring that principal in at? Cause that information was never filtered down to us. So,
there was.
and did that make a change in the health insurance line too? Like, those are all things that we
Yeah.
usually.
Oh, here it
Here.
is. Social Security, all of that zero. Like, I don't understand that.
I
I mean,
understand.
I know that they pay Social Security.
So, the town pays us on this.
You're right. So they're just doing it,
So are we missing
they're just doing it all into Social Security other.
Yeah, cause they're all
So,
zeros.
so all of it's here is what you're saying, right? They're not allocating it. They're just giving you a total.
Oh, she hasn't allocated
She
it.
hasn't allocated.
It's
it.
fine.
That's
Yeah,
just,
that's
it's all
okay.
in one, it's
That's
under
cool.
other.
Yeah,
She
that's
hasn't
what you need.
allocated
Yeah,
it.
that's
Okay,
an
That's what
allocation.
that is.
And
Would we
and-
want her to do that differently?
I mean, that's up to you guys.
I don't know if it's gonna matter. I mean,
I don't
Social
think- I don't
Security is
mind.
percentage of the total, and it's pretty straightforward. I don't think.
Right.
right.
I
would
mean,
think
I
she
know
would
that,
wanna
but it
do
doesn't seem very accurate.
I would think she would wanna do it for her own
Right, tracking and
budgeting
budget.
purposes.
Yeah.
I was looking at it from that board.
Maybe I'm.
just was gonna ask her to do it any differently.
We can ask her to at least follow through with it.
I guess. I guess there's some insurance they don't have anymore or that kind of thing
Or they may not pay it until it may not be due.
later.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it might be. Okay.
Well, except they don't have a budget. They have a zero budget.
Okay, for it. So maybe they don't
So
need
if the
it.
zero budget, it might be just that they have to carry that line for so many years.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that was it.
Right, it's
Was
3
that it?
years, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, cool, thanks. That was just the only question I had, right, I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Motion to, receiving.
Oh, and
All in favor of receiving the.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Selectmen's report.
Don't have a whole lot for you this evening, but we are receiving our proposed spending plans from all the boards and commissions. We'll look for them to be on Michelle's and my desk by next Thursday, the 26th. Once we get those together, we will set some dates for the Board of Selectmen to start working on the budget overall, once we have everything. We did file for an extension for $400,000 under the local bridge program, which is the Cobble Road holes. And
it's an extension to do the work
well,
or for the project?
what for the money?
Oh,
Okay, for them to hold on to the money. This is one of those projects that we spoke about several years ago.
Yes.
It's a 50-50 project.
great.
But just to give you some numbers, the original project that, when we looked at it, was $734,000. It is now going up to $1,164,700.
Can you say that again? 1,000 or 1,000,000?
1,164,700.7000.
Those would be estimates.
Those are the estimates,
Right,
updated.
still estimates.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, having said that, it's a good segue into talking about what we have, talked about at a few earlier meetings, was that at the end of March now, it looks like Cardinal will be ready to give us a presentation. Cardinal Engineering, presentation to the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, and the Infrastructure Committee and the public. We'll hold it at the firehouse. Because, as of last week, the state, Andrew Shields and Mark Burns, the folks who handle the bridges, they will be coming in via Zoom
We
to talk with
We don't
us.
have a specific date yet, though, right?
No, we don't have a specific date yet. It's, all
Okay.
hinges on when, Cardinal gets
It's available.
everything together. And we were using the firehouse primarily because, they want to be able to use audio visual.
Mhm.
So had a very nice meeting last week with, Mr. Shields and Mr. Burns via Zoom. Other than that, town capital plan, they're putting it together, all the, different boards and commissions. And I'll get the latest, I think, or at least close to the latest. We will be over on our Department of Public Works overtime. There's no question about it. And Michelle, this morning we checked, and how much is left in their line?
Only $580 left in that line. I'm assuming if Sunday we get.
I'm assuming if we get some later this week,
That
that will be gone.
some other things coming, so.
Let's see.
Good to know.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
going away, it's gonna go out.
I mean, even tomorrow, we're supposed to get ice by
Yeah.
7
Right.
PM and then it's supposed to turn to snow tomorrow night.
So,
Couple
So,
hours before guys.
but just letting everyone know that we will have our personnel out there clearing the roads.
mhm.
We're no different than any other town in the area. And so
And
forth.
with the ice tomorrow, people should be
Very
careful.
Very careful. Yes.
Yeah.
Adjust your speed.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Sand Road,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any sunlight. It's a tough road.
that section was.
That's where we are.
Alright, and then
That's all I
I'm
have for you.
assuming once we get to a point, I will anticipate you and Michelle have a plan for how we're going to address this overage.
We will have a plan.
Alright.
We will be asking you for money.
So Carl,
Where you think it should,
so,
Yeah.
so, Carl, it's your turn to ask the
Speaking with
question.
quite
Yeah.
frankly,
Okay.
speaking with other selectmen in the area,
Mhm.
everyone has the same opinion. For the last 3 years, and I think Tim will bear this out, the last 3 years, their winter overtime has not been touched.
Right.
Just, and salt and sand, I don't need to tell anyone here. Tim knows and Michelle knows, we get emails every day of towns that are running out of sand, running out of salt. I think, I just got something from the COG yesterday, that said they were actually looking for the ship to come in to New Haven Harbor from Morton Salt so that they could make deliveries up in this area. So in anticipation of.
How's our
tomorrow's-
sand?
Ooh. Tim, how are we with our sand and salt?
Okay, so we're not making calls.
I mean, we used up the salt a couple of times, but we only stored like 75 tons in that shed, so we could use that up in a couple of storms. And we gotta order more, so as long as they deliver it, if we order it, we're all set. But
But there had been a little holdup.
Yeah, it's been like two weeks or so to get it delivered,
Wow.
which isn't bad, but it just makes you sit around thinking that any day now I can
Is it
use that
coming?
salt.
Yes. Right.
But again, we're not any different than the state
No.
or the any other towns in our area. We're just in a
Right.
different different winter season
It's been
than the
on,
last three
yeah, it's been-
combined.
yeah, it's been on the news. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it's not
Yeah.
really.
So Dave, Carl Munson here. Just writing on that note, 35 Railroad Street. Do we have any updates?
We don't have any updates, but we are actively working on it with the attorney.
What does
Okay.
that mean?
One more question though is, do we know what that costs us yearly for maintenance, especially like a winter like this?
I can get you those numbers, Carl.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head where we're at, and that, it is a line item in the report I sent. I can tell you where it was as of December 31st.
Okay. Okay.
So when you say it's active, like when's the last time you met with the lawyers?
Last Wednesday,
Oh, that's good. Okay.
spoke with lawyers,
And
didn't meet with them.
right. Oh, and so they are doing something? Okay, gosh. And it's all about the easement.
That's where we are now. We're working on the easement.
Okay,
So
That's the part I'm working on.
right.
up till January or December 31st, 35 Railroad Street. Cost us $1,374. That's fuel, oil, electric, and building payments.
Would you
And
hear that, Carl?
Yeah, and that was from what period though?
That's from July 1st to December 31st. I can get you.
No,
what
no,
the current-
that's fine. I just wanted to know, because that does add up. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
okay. Well, thank you for that.
Any other questions?
So
Anything else?
actually, I want to circle back. So Dave, where he started his report when we talked about this Cobble Road project. So this is a huge number, the gap. now.
Yes.
Where do we go from here? I mean, because are we even ready to do that project now at that price? Where do we come up with that money, the
$500,000.
difference?
Well, we are in sort of a conundrum here. Number one, we had the Cobble Road Bridge,
Mhm.
which is going to be paid for 100% by
Okay,
the feds and by the state. And that bridge, in talking with the state last week, I said, so have our bridge by 2029. And they said, nah, more like 2030. So we're still out a ways with the bridge. So the question has always been, do we repair the bridge for, I don't know how much, but if we have someone like Cardinal Engineering look at it, and let's say they say $200,000, do we put that $200,000 into the bridge to repair it so that it gets all torn down in 4 years and replaced? A temporary fix. Yes, Chris, a temporary fix.
Mhm.
And then we look at the other end, which is the culvert,
Yeah,
and we're looking at replacing that culvert. We've sat on the money. We still have our permits from DEEP and from the Army Corps of Engineers. We could move on that, but we have to raise the other half of the money, the 50%. I think the most prudent way to go, in talking with the other two selectmen and with the infrastructure committee, is have Cardinal give us a comprehensive presentation on where all those other bridges are, those 6 other bridges that we talked about that are in poor condition, and see what the whole thing would be.
Mhm.
And see if, be quite frank, to see if we could look at all those, say, all right, we're going to do the culvert, we're going to do, and that I'll refer to that small bridge as the culvert and all these bridges for X amount of dollars, and then look at perhaps bonding it over 20, 30 years, because sooner or later, we're just going to be throwing Band-Aids
right.
on everything. So do we say, wow, let's put everything together?
Mhm.
I know several other towns have, and I'll just mention one, Woodbury, of course, a little bit different, but Woodbury put all their bridges together and so on.
So you and the selectmen are working on with the infrastructure to come up
Right,
with a
but
plan.
what we
that's gonna
want
be
is
proposal.
this
But
is
you
it, the
gotta-
idea of the meeting at the end of March
Okay.
is
Okay,
for the state to come in and tell us where we are.
Yep.
For Cardinal Engineering to say, this is what you can do,
Mhm.
and then everyone will know where we are. So, I mean, I feel as though I'm a good conduit of information, but I am not, I'm not the bridge guy. I'm not the culvert guy. So they would be able to explain to you chapter and verse exactly where we are, what we need to do, how we need to do it.
Mhm.
And
Are they gonna be putting numbers to it, or are they gonna be putting just a presentation of what?
they
we
are
do
going to
today?
be putting some numbers to it. But again, those numbers would be preliminary. It depends on what we want.
And when you say there's an extension file for 400K,
Mhm.
and that's a 50/50, does that mean we get more than 400 if it costs us $1 million?
I have not gotten that answer back from the
Okay,
state.
that was my next question.
Because that had been asked, at our board of
1
select.
million don't fit together.
No,
No.
it does not. It does not. But that money is still available. We filed an extension for it. Primarily saying that we
What's
know
the
we
extension
have a
for?
lot of work, 1 year.
1 year.
Okay.
So hopefully at the, in March, we'll be able to get everything together. And I think that's the best way, the most prudent way of doing it. Having everyone sit down and look at
Yeah.
the presentation that they'll give.
And I personally would be interested in a couple of, if we do this or we do this, what is the impact?
Well,
And I think we're gonna have to kind of have that financial breakdown. I will have to understand the financial breakdown. If we do it in a fell swoop, what's it gonna do? And if we do it, I'm not saying that either way is right. I'm just saying
Options.
options.
Right.
and this is what we impressed upon Cardinal
Okay.
is maybe, the old joke, how do you eat an elephant? Bite at a time. So maybe we have to look at it that one bite, so break it down in pieces also.
Well, that's kind of why the capital plan is so critical and everybody putting in requests to kind of lay the whole issue.
Are you getting those forms back from people?
I know they're gonna go to the selectmen and Michelle.
But we will share
We will share
We
and
will
we'll
share.
collaborate, but it really has to come as a plan.
Did you give a time frame to get them returned?
I asked them to bring them in by the 26th, but we're giving a little bit of extension on that.
Focusing on the budget and then.
Yeah, because the fire department had their meeting, so it will be next March, so second Tuesday in March.
What we want to do is,
Have it.
the other thing I think that you told everyone with this, they're not always hard and fast numbers. This is a dynamic document.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That all the numbers can change.
I told them to go out 5 years and then we would look at it, well, not the 10. I felt that,
The
okay.
5 years, fine, I personally feel, but.
Yeah, okay.
But you need to have an idea if
Yes.
something big is,
Right.
that's kind of why I'm trying to put all these numbers together. It's a big,
Mhm.
With fire apparatus, I mean.
you're
Yeah.
thinking a little longer. I mean, you know what's immediate.
Yep.
But if
Yep.
you say in 8 years and we didn't think about it, then that's.
Well, basically saying you have the trucks already, so that.
Right, the trucks, we know when we're gonna
Yeah,
replace
That's
those.
gone.
Yeah.
More or less already. They have a
That's all I
copy.
have for you.
All right,
Great.
very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, old business, policies.
Okay, I have fine tuned them a bit more, thanks to Denise's information. And I reached out again to former board members and then to the town clerk because I needed access to certain minutes. And she said they were in the process of digitizing the ones that I needed, which will make it a lot easier. So all I can do is report that I'll hopefully soon have access because I'm looking for one particular policy that would be helpful. And I'll hopefully have it at the next meeting.
Hey, it's moving along. I'm.
Something, yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
And then I think the capital plan, we kind of just touched on that,
Mhm.
with me pulling together that. And then you said there was an RFP. and it's-
It's just to you, and I think that's what it is. It's supposed to be, but it's to you.
Oh, that's kind of them. Thank you.
Oh, that came from an auditor. Just look at the envelope.
Yeah.
So. So,
I do not,
well, the RFP was supposed to come directly to.
I know, that's what it looks like to me, I don't know.
Nope.
It is our case from,
King.
okay, did we get anybody else?
Yeah.
And you did remind them, thanks. Oop, I thought for sure since we'd transitioned over that we would be more attractive.
Inundated. No, they would want us.
So I will,
That's fine.
I will pull this together and
I bet they have a digital copy if you want to send
that's
it.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm
Can
sure
I-
they
can-
do.
Could you do that?
Yeah,
for
I
me,
get it,
please?
yep. Oh, sorry.
So. You should have. It's just, all right. Their proposal is within reason of what we. So.
Okay.
I mean, we will need to vote at the next
Yeah,
meeting,
Right.
put it together.
right.
And. So from there.
Yeah. I'd love to know why no one else is bidding.
I think we have a very limited, we have 169 towns and a very limited.
Of
Yeah.
types of
Yeah.
auditors.
Mhm.
Yep,
I
okay,
can only theorize.
that's good theory.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
All right. Expense items, none. The budget, I threw together a draft and I was gonna get here, I made it, I did make a few copies, I guess, but I was gonna make some more. For us to.
well,
vote.
if you send it out digitally, we can share temporarily.
Yeah,
That's-
right.
You can call me though, that's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, I'm sorry, I guess it's internet, that's right. I took our 2024 budget, our 25 budget. And then year to date that I had as of January, because we had received it. At the point, we've used about 50% of our budget.
Hmm.
And I took a proposed and bumped it up slightly based off of what I just see in the RFP. We might have to go up another 1,000.
Okay.
So.
Really?
Mhm.
Only another 1,000? Cool.
So,
I just figured, yeah, okay.
so that's a 40, it'd be a 41,641.
Mhm.
If that's, we have to. Not even 1,000. You're looking under.
That sounds reasonable.
We need to vote on something to
Mhm.
present
Just-
to the selectmen, so we don't have to have another meeting.
I just want to look at 26, 27, this square.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
what was broken down from a prior information to come to the 38. It's not. And then the federal single I left out of in case we ever needed to do one. I did not put that in the budget.
If this is a question for people I don't know. We only need a federal single audit if we get like a major federal grant, right?
Yep.
Correct.
And that nothing we're anticipating in the near
For
future,
this, it would be for
for
this.
this fiscal year.
Yes.
No, nothing. Okay, so we're at like 33,000 for the audit.
33,550
Okay,
33,550 it would be. So if we want to,
great.
and I need a calculator because. Yeah, but we should. vote
So you
on
want to
it.
change this to 33,550?
Yes.
Okay.
So 33,550 minus 32. So it'd be an additional 670.
Can you give me the total?
I will.
She's getting it right now.
Okay.
$41,311.
Okay. And our budget for this year was 39,566.
Oh, yes.
So, and that's not
The
bad.
accounting services, Michelle, is that, and I'm asking you
Okay.
perspective, we've spent 600. What else will go into there? There's additional audit or no? No.
That would be, there's a chance of another fixed asset bill depending on.
Okay.
on that. So, how much is the, in that line to be, I don't know. remember.
4,410
That's what's budgeted is.
for the year. Yeah.
10.
Yeah, so if anything that we could, if, yeah, we could.
And that's
cut down.
for those
So I think
services,
we'll present for the 41,311 if.
I think so. I,
So I will entertain a motion to submit a budget.
41,311, so moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Wait, what about
Yes.
Carl?
Yes, Carl.
I said I,
Oh, great.
Thank you. Thank you. Ann. All right. So I will pull that together, Dave, and send it to you.
Okay.
It's a very modest increase.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We did okay.
Yeah.
Same Lucia.
And then Amy, you had asked for me to add the
Yeah. It just be good.
discussion.
I think it would be helpful for us to talk through when and inform those, like the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Education, as to when we expect them to present their spending plans to us. If you don't give them enough advance notice of when we expect them to present it to us, it can get kind of awkward. So that's what you did for us last year. You let them know. And so I thought we should discuss when those dates should be. And you know, it's usually, I mean, it's nice if we can get all the presentations done by latest the regular meeting in April. At the latest. And, you know, I'm not so worried about Board of Selectmen because they're on top of it already. They're already asking
Yeah,
people
but
to
I'd
get
like
their.
to, I should send.
But a
something
Board
to
of
the Board
Education, there, you got a lot of new players there, it feels like, with the new principal, and I don't know who, Cindy, has she been there a long time?
Yes,
Okay, so.
since I was on the board.
Okay, then no, it's only one new player then, but he deserves like well in advance warning. Yeah,
No, I have no
Yeah.
challenge. I think if we work backwards. Because that's how
yeah.
we want
We
to,
usually like to have that town meeting before the end of May, but but we've also had it very early in June.
Yeah, let's try not to. That's
Yeah.
not really fair to Rebecca. It's not really fair to Rebecca
I
when
know.
we do that.
Hard.
So that's not.
Not ideal, not
Yeah.
ideal.
so our May meeting is the 11th.
Right, but your town meeting is what
Yeah.
you want, your
Mhm.
vote.
And then, but there's timing in there, and of course I didn't bring my timing with me, so.
So, right, you have to have it 2 weeks after the hearing.
Right.
So the hearing and the vote, the town meeting have to have 2 weeks apart. And of course, you have to have enough notice about the dates and things. So let's say you had your town meeting on May 29th or May 30th. You know, that's a Friday or a Saturday, because
Right.
we've often
Well, that's a
tried.
holiday.
No, the
No.
weekend before is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you did it then, I mean, because many people ask us to do it connected to a weekend so that weekenders can be here to vote. And then you work back from there, then you can have your hearing on like,
Can we go the 15th?
yeah,
Try to aim for May 15th.
or sometime that week, yeah.
This is why I'm saying work backwards, because it's.
Yeah.
Hard to work.
Right.
What did I say?
So 2 weeks before this meeting.
And then that was 5:15.
15, that's a Friday.
Mhm.
Is the hearing.
Our meeting is the 11th,
That's a regular meeting, right?
that's a regular meeting.
Yeah.
So we have to have something to but we have to have time to go back and forth, so
Right.
that's why you're
So-
saying April, which makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
So
I mean, we
every,
can even have a special meeting sometime in
Yeah.
April if we need to, but, so then it most likely sometime in April, either at the regular meeting or a special meeting, we would all vote on what will be presented at the town hearing.
So why don't we set the April for either, what do you want, I mean, I've heard, doing both the same night can be very,
Oh, no.
Oh,
we need to do two meetings is what I'm getting at.
you're right.
Yeah,
And April besides our normal meeting, are you gonna
Yeah,
make?
no,
No, I would
regular
do
meeting.
one during the normal
And
and
then
one
one
as a
the
special.
following.
Well, my question would be, do you think that the selectmen, and this goes to Dave really, would the selectmen be, I know this would not happen. The selectmen, I doubt would be able to present at the March regular meeting, right?
No, that would
Okay.
be way too.
No,
late.
we're expecting auditors. We're aiming for auditors at the March meeting.
And the 26th is when we have everything in.
Right, you won't have time to really put it
Right.
together, yeah. You could also have a special meeting in March, and because it leaves more room for any other
So one
meetings you
May.
might need happen if you need to have them go back and do something else. So I'm recommending that we we schedule a special meeting in March for the Board of Selectmen to present, and we maybe do another special meeting in April or our regular meeting for the Board of Ed to present. When's our Board of Ed? Our April meeting is the 13th. So if you had on 4/13 Board of Ed, and we had a special meeting towards another date in March for the Board of Selectmen to present, that would at least give us a little elbow room. It will give us a little elbow room at the end of April. Hopefully, we won't need it, but it's more comfortable if we have it, because then if we don't have it, that's when we start ending up pushing things into June. Because people need more time.
So I'm gonna turn to the first selectman and say, how
Yeah.
is it feasible?
What you've given me is feasible. I'll just get together with my two selectmen, when we
Should we-
gather everything together and.
Should we propose
Move on.
something?
I will tell you right now, based off of my own, I can be available from the 30th on. The week prior to that, there's just no way
30th
of March.
Okay,
I'm just,
that's actually a possible date. Can we ask
Right.
if it's possible to do it on March 30th? Because there are 5 Mondays in March,
March.
which are unusual, which means there are probably no commission meetings on that Monday,
Yeah.
which means we could have a special meeting then. Most likely.
let's
okay,
let's target it for March 30th.
30th.
March 30th, that's all I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's great, actually.
We have a plan, so
Yeah, outline of one, yeah.
we have an outline of a plan.
Okay, so besides our regular meeting in March, you'll get notice of a
Yep.
special meeting on the 30th too.
So we'll stay in contact.
Yeah, we'll do, you first confirm it, and then let me know and we'll settle.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will aim for the Board of Selectmen for that night, and then I will get in touch with the Board of Ed
For the 13th of
for the
April.
13th
Yeah.
and have them be prepared for that.
Great.
And then,
And we have auditors earlier in March or
yeah,
something.
and then after April 13th, we will have to just touch base together. We
Mhm.
probably won't do it the night of the Board of Ed, but we'll have to have a special meeting to put
In between
it
that,
together.
before the hearing.
Great idea.
Oh, yeah,
And there will be likely, I see.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
there'll be something with it between the 13th and
May 15th.
the May, and we'll have our May meeting too.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
We will have our May meeting,
Yep.
but if we have all of it, we may be, depending on where we're at, we may be in good shape for the May meeting
Okay.
for a follow-up.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
yeah.
So recap, we're aiming right now tentatively for March 30th for a special Board of Selectmen, for a special meeting for the Board of Finance to have the Board of Selectmen present.
Yep.
We're aiming for our regular meeting of April 13th for the Board of Ed to
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
their budget. We will have our regular meeting on May 11th, which depending, there may be a special in between there, but we'll have our May 11th. We're gonna aim for a town hearing on the 15th and May 15th, and a town meeting on May 29th. That is the goal.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep,
Plan.
Got that done.
yep,
No, that's great.
very good.
Very good. And I
Yep.
have nothing other for this special meeting.
Okay.
But I do have public comment.
I got one, of course. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the other towns, there are RFPs for the auditors, but all of them have constantly get mad for it, and we are in tax season right now, but in North Canaan, Cinnamon and Associates,
Mm-hmm.
was $17,000 less than King and King, which is a 33% less than King and King. And
that's a much larger budget.
yeah, it's more than twice ours.
Right.
They bid 35,000. There's no increase for all 3 years. We do Salisbury, they also do either Sharon or Cornwall, I can't remember which. But my point is, it may be worth one more call. They saved 17,000 and Canaan.
Yeah.
If you save 10,
Well, might be
Yeah.
good to know why they
Yeah,
didn't
and that's
bid.
exactly.
I mean-
everyone I've listened to has said the same thing. It was a constant having to ask. It is in tax season.
That's a
But-
shame that you have to, but okay.
Yes, it is. But they got 3. North Canaan got 3. I can't remember
Who
the name of
from?
the second one, the other one, but King and King was by far the most expensive. I'll buy a lot, not $1,000, 10,000 plus.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other public comment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right.
Right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye, Carl.
Good
Thanks
night.
for asking the sheet time.
6:48, yep.
Okay, so I don't have my calendar because I left my phone plugged in. But I'm gonna know when you're available for, I think a fair walk or something, not on the ice.
Right.
No walking on the other
On there.
I have my yak tracks, but still.
Go in my choice.